Hello! Nothing. Teenage pregnancy's back on the rise. Hey, excited about that, sir? Looks like you might be. I read teenage pregnancy's back on the rise. Every single media story I've read about it has put a negative spin on it. Oh, if this girl's too young to be a mom, her life's ruined, babies having babies. How about a positive spin? Wouldn't that be nicer if it wasn't for teenage pregnancy? How else would Tim Hortons have a workforce? Huh? Oh yeah, I'm the only guy who drinks coffee. Okay. Yeah, all kinds of... It's always focused on the girls too, I know those stories. Always, teenage pregnancy always focused on the girls. It's tough on the guy too, you know? Starting over in a new city is not easy. Right? So, you've seen the price of one-way flights? Get into it. This is all I got. Plus, the younger a girl starts having babies, she could like be a great. You never see a great grandmother anymore. That never happens. Women start too old now. You know, starting young. I once met a great grandmother in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. I said, "Who popped your cherry, Alexander Graham Bell?" Did he call you back? Weird start here, guys. Strange start. Had a strange year. I had a stalker for the first time. Anyone ever have a stalker? No? You're lucky. Most girls think they do. Girls are very paranoid about that. They just assume, oh my God, there's this guy on my street. He never leaves. He's your neighbor. On his lawn. It's Jim. This guy tried to drug me. That's your pharmacist. You need those pills. I had a bona fide stalker, saw me at a show, invited me for a drink. I'm an alcoholic, so I said yeah. I went to meet her at this bar. She had newspaper clippings cut out, about 15 of them. Every time it said Peter in the news, she slid them across me. I was all freaked out. Who reads the newspaper anymore? I freaked out, honestly. It was really creepy. And then she started to shake, and I started to pee a little. Then she said, come home and meet my parents. I realized I was in the presence of someone that was mentally unstable. I had to choose my words carefully. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I think it was somewhere along the lines of, ah! I ran out of there and never saw this bitch again. That's right. And I did the wrong thing, though. That's not what you're supposed to do if you have a stalker. What you're supposed to do is what the RCMP tells you to do right on their website. Here, the RCMP says if you have a stalker, you ask them to stop. That's how you know we live in a very polite country. Hey, you stalking me? Yep. Mind stopping? No problem. Take care, neighbor. Stand-up's a fun job. It's not a very dangerous job. There's dangerous jobs out there. I don't know if there's any teachers here. That's the most dangerous job there is right now. Chances are, if you're a teacher, you will be shot at some point. It's crazy now. Kids with the guns. I had no idea how to use an assault rifle when I was 14. Kids now, that's just common knowledge. It's insane. And that's why if I was a teacher, I would be so cool to that weird kid at the back of the room. You know, the one all dressed in black and doesn't have friends, never makes eye contact, listens to weird music. Hey, Billy, I got your biology test here. You didn't answer any questions at all. You drew a picture of a cat hanging from a tree in your own blood. I'm going to give you an A. Why don't you take Friday off? Cops always think they have dangerous jobs. Cops are the worst. Oh, my job's so dangerous. But they're the ones with the gun over here, the taser over here, the baton there, tools of torture around their belt, walking around town. Oh, look at me, I'm a cop, and I didn't make very good grades. This is the only career option I had. I used to get shoved in lockers most of my life. I never dated the cheerleader, I didn't make the football team or the hockey team. I'm a big loser wearing a tin badge and a blue suit, walking around ruining everyone's day. I got a parking ticket today. I should have asked any cops here. I have to check. Weirdest job I ever saw. I saw this guy on TV in the woods. He's getting interviewed. He goes, I've been looking for Bigfoot for 20 years. That's my job and I'm proud of it. I was like, crap, I didn't even know that was an option. Anybody else pissed off with their guidance counselor right now? Looking for Bigfoot? And he took himself seriously too. He's like, I applied for a grant to the scientific community here in Canada, and they said no. Well, I wonder why the scientific community in Canada doesn't take a Bigfoot hunter seriously. I'm going to throw this out there, though. It could be because they discovered the amoeba. That's a single-celled organism you can only see through a highly powered microscope. I'm pretty sure they might have noticed a giant 7'5" gorilla man hiding behind a fucking huckleberry bush. My dad loves me but hates my generation. It's a bit of a conundrum. I don't understand why my dad hates my generation so much. He calls my generation the generation of entitlement. That's what he says, Pete, you're part of the generation of entitlement. And he's a baby boomer. I said, where do you come up with that, Dad? Your summer home? But every generation, think about it, right up every generation, right up to the baby boomers, made sure that the generation after them was better off. And the baby boomers said, yeah, screw that. We'll just ruin the economy, take out our kids. That's projection. You know, my dad always craps at my generation. I hate it. He goes, you guys are lazy, you don't want to work. I'm like, nope, you're greedy and you don't want to retire. You got cataracts and a bad back and you're scared of the internet. Fuck off. Tired of it. He always bugs me. He goes, what's wrong with you? When I was your age, I had the house paid off, 2 cars in the driveway, a family. What's wrong with you, Pete? I said, Dad, you guys screwed everything up. For my generation, when you went to school, it cost 10 grand to get a job that paid you 50 grand to buy a house that's worth about 80 grand. You guys make it so my generation goes to school for 60 grand to get a job that pays some 18 grand to buy a house that's worth $500,000. Die already, okay? I always tell them, I'm not part of the generation of entitlement, I'm part of the generation of inheritance, because when you die, I'm taking everything. Now eat your soup.